Hello gentle viewers, this is Guardian, welcoming you back to Tabletop Simulator. Today playing Aquatica, an incredible deck builder by Ivan Tuzovsky, or probably Ivan Tuzovsky, of Cosmodrome Games. This is, I think by now you've realized that I really like deck builders. Deck builders are my jam. And I love playing with them. In this particular circumstance, however, it's an especially clever game that uses some other really interesting mechanics in order to keep the game fresh and enticing. So, how does the game work? Unlike most deck builders, where you start with a limited number of cards, you start out with your entire hand. Your entire deck in your hand. We each start the game with 6 cards that are identical, and we each have a king. Oh, here we go. After I gain this lord, gain a +2 manta. Well, alrighty then. And then we lose our king. Okay, so I actually have one less card. But this is a game where we have the exact same hand, and over the course of the game we're trying to build up our deck so that it can be the very best deck it can possibly be. This is the discard pile. This is the chest pile. So, the game ends when one of 3 things happens. And let's go to the end of the manual, because it's always important to know how to win the game there. First of all, there are 4 goals that we are trying to achieve. The first person to reach a goal places one of their permanent mantas, the one that has their color, and gets that many points at the end of the game. Here are the goals we are trying to get here. First off, we have... we need at least 11 total locations in either our board or on our scoring pile. That's the first thing we're trying to accomplish. The second thing here is we need 3... What is that? 3 ready? We need 3 or more wild mantas. In other words, we have to have earned 3 mantas. Second, we need to have 10 cards in our discard pile. I think that's what that one means. Yes. And last but certainly not least, we need to buy a character that costs 5 coins. So, this is what we're going for in order to try to win the game. But there is still more, my dear friends. If the location deck runs out, or the character deck runs out, then the game also ends. And whoever has the most points wins the game. So let's talk about the different cards we have. And we're going to go right to left. First of all, we have the Legionnaire, or the Legionnaire. I can't forget if they're meant to say Legionnaire and just spelled it wrong, or if they actually legitimately meant Legionnaire. But in any case, it lets you get 3 red, 3 conquest value, and you get to conquer a location. So for instance, the Legionnaire here could conquer this location, or this location. That's all that card does. When you conquer a location, you then place it on your player map. And over time, you'll slide it up, and you'll get some bonuses as you move it up. Next, we have the Wave Teller. The Wave Teller either lets me score 2 completed locations, or I think I can raise one by 2. Oh, I can raise 1 by 2 or 2 by 1. Okay. Next, we have the Blue Waters Agent. and that lets you recruit a character. Now, these characters will move from right to left once we've taken a character. Do note that one of these is free. Other than that, they get more expensive over time. We have the Seahorse, who lets us scout and then gain a conquest and conquer location. Scouting is pretty important. I need to refresh my memory because I know it's important. Where is Scout? Where is Scout? Where did you go, my little Scout? Scouty, Scout, Scout, Scout. Here it is. Oh, that's right. Everything in this row gets discarded, and the 4 from the bottom get moved up to the top. Note that if you move it up to the top, it's a little bit easier to conquer that location. Then we have the Sea Lord, which gives us 1 coin and lets us buy a location. So every location can either be conquered or bought, and there's a cost at the top of the location. Lastly, we have probably the most important of them all, which is the Matrona. The Matrona readies all of your mantas, which give you bonuses. You can use whenever you want to. And you pick up your entire discard pile. So that's how you get new cards into your hand. So let's talk about the mantas, shall we? Mantas offer very powerful benefits that then get flipped over until you use your Matrona. This includes 1 coin, 1 conquest, 2 conquest if it's got the little shark symbol on it. Like right there. We have raise the location by 1, and then we have this special bonus wild manta that is that's 2 conquest. We do start with different combinations here. You'll notice, for instance, that blue gets their bonus conquest only on the sinking ships. Let's talk about locations now. In the bottom left of each location is how many points it's worth at the end of the game, if you raise it all the way up. As you raise locations, you gain access to their benefits. So let's take this one right here, for instance. And this is how you raise it. You rise it up. So if I raised it up by 1, I would get access. I would be essentially burying the 2 coins there. So I either want to make sure that I've spent those coins before I bury them. And then raising the depths will eventually turn this into possible points. Do note, of course, that you cannot put it into the scoring pile unless you get a specific thing that lets you score. I just need to double check something about rising a location, which is when do you actually get the benefit. I think it's just the one that is visible. Oh, you have to actually raise it to trigger the bonus. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay. You can only gain resources from a depth during your main action when you're playing a card. You can then use the resources to recruit characters, conquer binary locations, or and effects. Use a resource from your manta, flip it on its tired side. I see. Okay, so yeah, once we use a resource, you do increase it by 1. And that is pretty cool. So each turn you'll play exactly 1 card, do what it says, and then turn the turn over to your opponent. And that is how you play Aquatica. Very clever little deck builder. Very, very clever. So I'm going to start with red. And I could jump right in off the gate and get a pretty powerful location. Ooh, I could get that one. I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty great starting location. It's also worth 7 points at the end of the game. I would play the Legionnaire. Nope, I wouldn't have quite enough to grab 7, unless it's the shark one, which it isn't. I could do an 8. That'd be 3, plus 2, plus 1, plus 2. I could do that. It's a pretty big opening move, but I think it's worth it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and play my Legionnaire. I gain 3 conquest. So that's 3 conquests there. Plus 2 if it's a shark, which it is. Plus another 2 for anything, plus 1. So I go flip, flip, flip. And I have now acquired my first location. And that completes my turn. Do note, when I complete this, not only will I get 8 points, sorry, once I raise it all up, I get the Wild Manta, and then I get the 8 points when I score, I think. Let me double check that really quickly here. Score. When do you get the Wild Manta? Oh, you get it as soon as you rise it to the top. You don't have to have scored it. Cool. And then I just want to figure out when you refill the locations. If it's every turn or... play character card, discard it. By location. Has to be empty. Conquer. I'm trying to remind myself of when you actually do the turn. I've never tried playing the solo mode, by the way. I don't know if it's any good or not. So everyone takes an action, but when do you refill the location deck? Exploiting locations depths. Recruit. Okay, so that says turnover. By a location, follow these steps. Or conquer it. You have empty space on your board. You can only have 5 things. Look, I'm assuming you have to refill the location. I don't really see why you wouldn't do it. So I'm just going to assume that you do. This manual is not the greatest, by the way. Sometimes you have to read things like 7 or 8 times in order to fully understand it. But it's fine. I'm going to do one more thing, however. This is an empty depth, which means it's not going to do me much good. I'm going to flip this Manta so I can move up. Oh, sorry. Check that. I'm not going to do that because I had put it up too far. So now I have 2 extra conquests used in a future turn. And done. Let's go ahead and refill the location. And it always goes from left to right. No, it doesn't. I remember now. You only refill them as part of scouting. That's right. Scouting is the only way to get more locations. Characters refill. But yeah. That's right. I'm gonna shuffle a deck since I technically saw that card briefly. That's right. I'm an idiot. Anyway. The turn of the red player is complete. We now switch to blue. What are you about? Oh, you must be the extra goal that we didn't use this time. So, I could claim a location of my own, and you really can only win by doing that. However, DCS the Enlightened is a permanent benefit, which is actually pretty handy. I can spend 1 coin at any time in order to copy any character that's in the ocean. That's pretty cool. The Researcher is a nice card. You can raise up to 3 cards by depths, and all other players can do it by 1. I'm not convinced that's the greatest, though. The Meg is an interesting character. It does... You get 3 conquest, take a location, and also force other people to discard a character. It's a bit mean, but it's still pretty solid. I'd love the Sneaky Eel if I could get it. Or the Diplomatic Crab, as all crabs are known to be. If you didn't know the crabs are diplomats, then that's on you. Gain a coin and buy a location. None of the locations... Like, I can get this one for free. It's just 1 point. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible either. I don't think you ever discard kings. I think kings are always in your hand, or you get a powerful benefit from them. That's a one-time benefit. Kings. You have to play a character card. I don't think you play a king, though. Kings, they represent you. Yeah, I'm not sure whether kings count as a card that you play. Yeah, I imagine you play them like any other card. So that's fine. I need a location. Somehow, some way, I need a location. I could buy a character for 1 coin. But I really want 2 coins. I really want to be able to buy that Sneaky Eel. I can get +3 strength if I hit a sunken ship. But I would get 3 just from playing the Legionnaire. I don't like either of these locations, to be honest with you. They're both kind of trash. Because the only thing that you score other locations, that's just not very useful. This is the one I'd actually quite like to have, but I don't think I can manage a +6. So I can't do that. I could buy a location that costs 2, but most locations cost 3. But man... And here's the thing, if I use the Blue Waters Agent to take the Researcher, to move everything else over, there's a great chance that Red tries to steal the Sneaky Eel from me. And I want that eel. He is very sneaky. Scouting isn't a terrible action, actually. because it gets rid of this location, and this is the worst location here. Yeah, I think I will scout. So I'm going to play the Seahorse. So here's how scouting works. We go... Beep, 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 and this gets discarded. And then we refill. And I can also buy these up top for really cheap. They cost 1 less conquest to acquire. So I get 1 from the Seahorse. So it means I could do anything up here that costs 2. I really like this one actually. So I'd have to flip, it'd have to be a sunken ship. It isn't. That one sucks. Man, I cannot catch a break here. Because the best I can do conquest without using my fancy manta is I could conquer something that it would cost 2. So I could conquer this one or this one. But those are the ones I could have had before, and neither one of them really do much for me. I don't love this. And there isn't any down here that are just 2 that would... Well, 2 does... I can get 1 money here. 1 money is better than 0 money. So I'm going to go ahead and take this location. That would cost me 2 strength. I'm going to flip this guy over. What's 2, right? Yeah. And I get 1 for the Seahorse. The turn of the blue player has completed. Now we're over to red. Now, very, very important. You must do what it says on the card. You have to do everything on the card. So that means if red played the Seahorse, they would have to scout. And they may not want to do that. He could buy a location for 1 coin. Is there a benefit of having lots and lots of locations? I mean, there's 11. You need 11 locations, either in your scoring pile or on your player board. I mean, it is a point, and it's an automatic point that I could then score later on. It's not terribly exciting. I do still have my coin, though, so I could also buy something that costs 2. And this seems like too good an investment. I'm going to go ahead and use the Sea Lord. I'm going to flip my manta for the coin, and I'm going to go ahead and buy this one. And at this point, blue's a little bit grumpy. He saw that location, wanted to buy it for himself. He didn't. That's on him. And back over to blue. So, I have a coin thanks to this. I would... So I can get up to 2 coins. So I could buy the Sneaky Eel, and I did say I wanted that last turn. We're going to recruit a character. I'm going to flip over my coin here, and I'm going to raise this coin up. This is not eligible to be scored, by the way. And I'm going to claim the Sneaky Eel. He's so sneaky. Everything moves over. And we refill like so. That concludes the turn of the blue player. Back to red. Red is getting to the point where they've used most of their special abilities. Oh, they could recruit the grabber. And the grabber lets you take 2 locations. That's really good. And remember, 10 character cards is one of our goals today. Sorry, 10 in your discard pile. The grabber is pretty tempting. Yeah, let's do it. So, I raise this up by 1 level. And I buy the grabber. He's a grabby boy, he is. Put the second healer. And then I'm going to use my last Manta here, and we're going to raise this up so that I can then score it in a later turn. That is the red player's turn. Alright, blue. I gotta say, buying this actually makes some sense now, because then next turn I can play the Wave Teller and score both locations. That's pretty decent. I could also use my Legionnaire though, and I could get 5 conquests on a sunken ship. Not that any of the sunken ship ones are that great. Or I can just get 3 conquest. A 3 conquest for this one is actually pretty solid. It helps me conquer other locations really effectively, so I'm going to go ahead and play the Legionnaire. And I'm going to grab this location here. And done. Switching over to red. Now red's got a couple of options here. He could play the Wave Teller, although it only actually score 1 location, so it's not as efficient as it could be. Alternatively, he could use his Seahorse. It would junk all these locations though, and some of these are actually pretty good. The third option is to go ahead and play the Matrona and get all of his cards back. They're all kind of tempting for different reasons. And I can take 2 locations with the grabber. That would be pretty great. Is that what I'm going to do? Am I going to play the Matrona? I think I will. So in order to play the Matrona, you just say, I'm playing the Matrona. You get all your cards out of your discard pile. You flip over all your Mantas. And last but certainly not least, you have to discard in a 2-player game. You discard the leftmost character. It's the Diplomatic Crab. Possibly the greatest crab in the history of the world. But I don't have a way to get another character, and I don't have a coin. So that's a little annoying. I can buy a location for 1 gold. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. It's not pretty, but it is a point. And this just instantly goes up to the top because there is no actual depth there. And done. Red now has all the power. The question is, do they play the grabber? could they get enough bang for their buck? Okay. So they can easily grab this plus this for 4. They can easily get this one. And then either one of these would only be 2. Yeah, they'll do that. We're going to use the grabber. Except no imitations. We're going to then move this up 1. Boop. That gets me 2. I flip this one. That gets me 4. I claim this this tile right here. Now, I don't believe you can use a location right after you buy it. I'm just quickly checking that here. Right. I'm just checking to see if you buy a location, if you can instantly raise it. No, that might actually be fine. Yeah, so that basically means I can instantly use this the place I just got, which is pretty great. It means I can get a location for 2. Or the most I could manage is 5. I mean, this one is pretty great. I'm gonna buy this one. And we raise. That was 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I've got an even better hand for later on. Good use of the grabber. The grabber did some grabbing. I'm going to go ahead and play the wave teller now. It lets me score 2 locations. So I pull them out and I put them over there. That's my turn. Red cannot quite score 2 locations. He does need to raise another one, though. He could actually raise 2. Or he could get 1 more location. And he could get a location for up to 3 coins. I mean, this one is pretty great. I think we'll get this one. So we're going to go ahead and play our Sea Lord. I get 1 coin from the card and 2 from raising this up. I can then raise it up again if I want to. It lets me draw 1 card out of my discard pile. For right now, I don't have a card in my discard pile I feel particularly strongly about. I mean, I could get the grabber again, but I actually can't have any more locations. I'm actually full. So we'll need to deal with that in a future turn. Oh. I'm also going to go ahead and use this Manta while I'm thinking of it. And I'm going to go ahead and raise this location by 1. Because it'll already get past an empty depth. Because always I think raising depth doesn't force you to use... Because it'll actually cover it. So, cool. Back to blue. Blue has done their damnedest to avoid playing their Matrona, but alas, we have reached the time when the Matrona must be played. And we're going to refresh the 2 mantas. And that's the entire turn, except for removing this card from the game. And move moving over and flipping. Okay, back to red. The red player is sitting here, and he sees that the diplomatic crab is free. That is pretty damn awesome. That is pretty great. It would make the Meg free, and that could be an interesting card as well. Because when you play it right, you not only get a really good chance to conquer a location, but you also force someone else to discard a card out of their hand. And that can be very powerful to slow the other opponent down by much. But the flexibility of the Diplomatic Crab for nothing is awfully hard to pass up. I'm going to recruit a character. It's just a question of which one I recruit. I'd be wasting 2 coins, though, is the thing. Oh, no, I wouldn't. I can use that coin to buy the Meg. Yeah, let's get the Meg. It's a good one. And move, 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 move. There's really elegant scripting in this game. I just wish it was a little bit more enticing. Oh, damn, I wish I had $5. Like, not only would that get blue any way of getting $5. No, I do not. Damn it. That is such an amazing card. Diplomatic Crab is really solid too, though. I got to admit that Diplomatic Crabs are pretty great. The other option would be scouting, though, using my Sneaky Eel. And this is definitely not a great combination of cards here. They're only really good for scoring and raising other cards. And that's not a good strategy for us. We don't have enough locations to make this pay off. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play our... No, we're going to play our Seahorse. So first we scout. So everything on the top gets discarded. Everything on the bottom goes up. And everything else gets refilled. Hoping for some good ones. I kind of wish the cards had names. I think it would add a little bit more flavor to the game instead of them just being generic cards, but I get it. What is the biggest strength I can manage? So I get 1 from the Seahorse, 3 if it's a shark. So the most I can do is I can do 5 if it's got a shark on it. This one's pretty cool. It'd help me conquer more locations. And it would give me a Conquering Wild Manta. Maybe I just get that one. Because there's not any other sharks there. So yeah, let's just grab that one. That's a pretty good one. And I'm going to raise this card like so. And that will conclude the blue player's turn. So now red is back. Red could do a Legionnaire if he wanted. He has an interesting problem, though, and that problem is he doesn't have... He needs to score, basically. He needs to actually raise a location, believe it or not. And the Wave Color can do it, but it's a really inefficient play of the card. But he can't get new locations. So he can't play the other cards. He has to play the Matrona or he has to play the Wave Teller. I'm going to play the Wave Teller, and I'm just going to score the 1, and it's super gross, but It's the best I can do, and now I can take a new location next turn. Right. Nobody is anywhere near accomplishing any of these goals, I don't think. No one's even... The only person who's got a wild manta at all is red. And they would need 2 more. Okay, blue. Get you a free diplomatic crab. It's just too bloody good. Oh, damn. That anglerfish is hot. Getting any location from the discard pile for free is awesome. It is awesome to the max. Okie dokie. We then switch back to red. Red can now conquer a location if they wish. So the best they can do conquering is they can get 6. They can get 6. 3 from the Legionnaire and 3 from this area here. Is anything 6 power? No. I could scout. It would kill this tasty area, though. And that would be sad. That would be quite sad. So I guess then the solution is just to be really inefficient. Which is fine. We're going to play the Legionnaire. And the question is, do I take this one or this one? Actually, being able to raise or conquer at will is actually really important to me right now. So we're going to go ahead and take this one. I can't score because this isn't raised, but that's at least an option for a future turn. I really want one of these 2 cards if I can manage it as red. For blue, for a very important reason. This is get a character for free. I believe. I believe that is accurate. Yes. Can I get 4 coins? Damn it, I can get 3. But I can't get 4. Ugh. And I definitely can't conquer it. No, wait. Maybe I can. Is it a sunken ship? It is not. Yeah, I could destroy a sunken ship location, but there aren't any of those out right now, besides this one, which is... It's not great. Damn it, Sneaky Eel. I was counting on you. I mean, Theseus the Enlightened, it just isn't that helpful to me. Or King's one and done. Is it if you play a king, it's gone forever? Put it into your discard pile face up. I thought kings were all one-time cards. Goals. Fake you. Yeah, man. I genuinely thought that kings were all one-time plays, but it doesn't say that they are. Cards. Unique set of effects. Yeah, so I think you do play it, although it says play an ocean character, right? It doesn't say. Oh, you know what? Kings might be considered characters. Anyway. Gosh, I don't know what we do with our turn right now. I want a location. I'm gonna commit to getting a location. I wish I had the 4 fucking coins, but I don't. Can I get something that will give me coins? No, I cannot afford this one. Pity. And if I scouted, I would kill this card, and I really don't want to do that. So the best I can conquer is 5, 6. Unless it's a sinking ship, in which case I can do more, but... Like, 6 is good enough to get this one, or this one, or this one. I guess I'll take this one. It's not the most exciting in the world, but it kind of gets the job done. And it does help me conquer something even tougher next turn. So, not a waste. That acquires that. Then we go over to red. I can't conquer a location, so I have to use the Matrona. The healer gets discarded. And then everything gets drawn into my hand. And that... Oh, and then I flip over all of my mantas. Boop. And done. Okay. Scouting is actually a lot more viable. No, I have to buy the location. I've set myself up to be really good at conquering, and then I didn't actually get a card that lets me conquer. That's kind of yikes. Man, this is the perfect time to play Seed Horse. I'm gonna go and use the Matrona. I think that is a better choice. We're rapidly approaching the end of the game, though, because we're really burning through every time we play our Matrona, but it is what it is. And literally nobody has actually completed a goal yet, which is pretty bananas. No one's even gotten a Wild Manta yet. Crazy. Red. We need to get these locations off my board. Can I use mantas before my turn? You have to play the card first, so I'd have to basically... And I have nothing to score, so that's not gonna work. Dagnabbit. Okay, I can spend 8 strength if it's a shark card. Or I can 6 strength if it's not. But I can't get any new locations. Until I score. Getting the anglerfish is super good. In fact, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna overthink this. I'm gonna play my Blue Waters Agent and get the anglerfish. That's $3. Which will also let me move up this card. And that means the next turn I can do some raising. So I'm gonna use my free raise right now to raise this one up by 1. And then next turn... Oh no, actually there's an even better solution. Check this out. Raise this by 1. And yeah, you can use effects. So coins and power how to use when you're buying. That makes sense. Then I'm going to use this one to raise 2. So we're going to go 1. Nope. You go back. 1, 2. And this gets me a wild manta. The 2-coin wild manta. Where are you? Here we go. And then next turn, once I score, we'll be sitting pretty with a pretty great 10-point move. That seems good. Okay, blue. Oh, right. I've got to do this. All right. Blue quite badly wants to get this card. So, if you play the Legionnaire, he can manage 7 strength plus 1 from his manta. So, he's going to get this one. We're going to play ourselves a Legionnaire. I will need to cash in 8, so we're going to go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to be an idiot and realize this is at the bottom. It's not at the top. I wanted one that was near the top. Oh well. Still a good card. I'm still glad that I made that move. I am then going to go ahead and raise the depths on this card to get past the empty. And that's one step closer to getting a Wild Mantis myself. You know I'm something of a Wild Mantis myself these days. Okay. Yeah, we're going to play the Wave Teller. And we're going to score here. And we're going to score here. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. So nowhere near 11. Are you required to claim a goal if you can? No, you're never forced to do it. Okay, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Alright. So I could get a location. If I were so inclined. Gain 2 coins and buy any location. I could just use the Diplomatic Crab. Does the game end when... Yeah, when this deck runs out. So basically we have 3 more plays of the Matrona and it'll trigger the end of the game. I think I want this card. Which is weird, but okay. Cost me 3 coins to buy that, and I can't afford that. I get that one for free, but it's basically nothing but points, and points are great, don't get me wrong. But that's, raw points isn't what I'm looking for right now. I could just use a Seahorse, and see if that gets me some good locations, so I think we'll do that. So I'll play my seahorse. These get bumped up. And these refill. Okay, boy, this one would be great, wouldn't it? So it only cost me 7 strength to buy that one. And I get 1 from the seahorse, 2 for there, that would be 3. But it's not a sinking ship. Oh, it is a sinking ship. This one is not terrible. That one is not terrible. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to move this up. And I am going to buy this one. I am going to move this one up to score this card. I kind of want to rush to get this ability fired, because that's going to be worth a lot of points. But I don't know that I still want to waste those. They're kind of weak abilities, aren't they, though? I think I will go ahead and burn through them. So I'm triggering that, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 2, 2. There you go. And then I just have to find something to let me only do 1 raise, and then we'll be in great shape. Okay, red. Oh, are you supposed to... When you score, do you turn the cards upside down? You do turn it upside down. Okay. That's important because that makes sure that the other players don't know how many points you have. That's... Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And that basically prevents me from trying to cheese the game and just rush it. I could get 2 locations now, though. And I think 2 conquests would be a very tasty decision here. So let's play the grabber. Grabber, yes, grabbing. Okay, so I'm going to use this for sure, and that's going to give me 3 strength to use on anything. Is there a good 3 strength location? No. I could just get a 2 and the 1. That's not the most thrilling, but it's also more locations. Yeah, I will do that. I'll do a 2 and a 1. Und Avon. Cool. That concludes the blue player's turn. Or red player's turn, whatever color it is. I can't be bothered to remember which color is which. Yes, I'll play the wave teller. Move this up by 1. Move this up by 1. And then I'm going to trigger my special power, acquiring the Manta's leader. And most importantly, I just completed a goal. So I had to sacrifice one of my permanent Mantas. I think the raise 1 depth one is the least useful. No, the ship one is. I'm just not finding ships that are worth very much. And I get to put that right there. It's worth 8 points to me at the end of the game. Awesome. So that will conclude my turn. Don't change teams. Just change colors, Abby. Guardian. I could use that to grab the wave teller and score this point, but that's kind of a waste. I could use a legionnaire to do a conquest. I could get up to 8 if it had a shark on it. And there's only one shark and it's a 2. That's not very exciting. Like, it's easy to complete, but it's not that great. This one's actually quite nice. And I can do that one. So I'm going to play my Meg. Nom 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 nom. And that's going to get me 3 strengths. 3 strength. I'm then going to use this to get 2 more. And that is going to get me the 5 I need to grab this location that I can't grab. Just kidding. I can't do that because I can't conquer new locations. I literally have to use the Matrona. No, that's dumb. That's super dumb. I'm going to use this instead before my turn, and I can pull a card out of the thing here. And I'm going to grab the wave teller. And then I'm going to play the wave teller. And this hurts. It only literally gets me 1 point. But I have to clear up a conquest spot or I'm going to be forced to use the Matrona. And I don't want to do that. So, that's where we are right now. 3 locations plus 4, a long ways away from getting 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 1 more character if I'm going to ever discard 11 characters. Oh, no, yeah, if I'm going to discard 10 characters, I need a 10th character. Let's get a diplomatic crab for free. That seems good. Oh, and you get 1 more turn, right? Yeah, you get 1 more turn. Okay. Cool. Coolity, coolity, cool. Right. Remember how I kept bitching about how I didn't have the ability to raise locations? Or how raise location was a stupid benefit that nobody would ever want? That was dumb. Because the next time one of us uses the Matrona, the game is over. Which I don't love. Or the next time someone buys a character, to be honest with you. Is there a location worth buying? Look, if I can, I kind of want to do this. Are there any volcanoes that one might acquire? There is. There's this one. Or this one, which I can do for free. But I don't need to, because I can manage 6 pretty easily. So that's it. I'm going to play the Meg. I'm going to grab this bad boy. I then move this up. And I flip over this Manta, not Mantis. I'm then going to move this up to score this card. Very nice. I then make blue discard a card. I believe they get to pick. It doesn't say that they don't. But let me take a really quick check here and see if that's covered in the FAQ. It is not. Okay. So. Cool story. This seems like a perfect time to play the sneaky eel. Oh, but then they have the anglerfish. The thing is, getting a big point card right now isn't as helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and use the sneakiest of eels. These get discarded. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My sneaky eel chum can then buy something for 2 coins. I can do up to 3 coins using my manta. What's good for 2 or 3 coins? That's good for 4 coins. That one's nice. I'm not saying I don't like it, but I really like something to help me raise depths right now. That's decent. It's not my favorite, but it's decent. Plus, most importantly, yeah, this one's actually really helpful. Because I can buy a character next turn, use this to draw, and play the jerk face, and score a bunch of points. I kind of love that idea. Alright, that is my turn. Now, we have a ticking time bomb here. Which is... There's only one place left. I could do some conquest. The best number I can manage is 4. Or 6 if it's a shark. I mean, hey, there's a shark that's worth 6 right there. Let's do it. So, flippity-dippity. And there. Oh, I also didn't discard a card, did I? As blue. I should have discarded one of my cards. I'm gonna go ahead and discard the Sea Lord. Okay. So, blue's gonna trigger the end of the game. I think that's the best decision he could make. Okay, so I'm going to play the Diplomatic Crab. I get a coin. I'm going to add a coin. I can then buy the Sneaky Eel. So what's going to happen is I'm going to get one more turn, and then the other player is going to get one more turn. I could have bought Turtle the Treasurer. Ah, well. I'm then going to trigger this ability to let me grab up... Oh, hang on. Before I do anything else, I have 10 cards in my discard pile. a boop. I then play that to pull a card out of the discard pile. Give me, kind sir, the Wave Teller. So I just basically picked it up and played it to score 2 cards, and we're going to score this one. And we're going to score this one. Well, that 9 didn't give me a Manta, did it? No. Okay. That's still 9 freaking points, though. Alright, so blue's going to get 1 more turn. And red is going to get 1 more turn. Because we triggered the end of the game. I am... Yeah, I'm pretty sure blue's gonna crush it, but I genuinely don't know. That's gonna be real interesting. Okay, so if I am red, we have a small issue. I cannot score any points right now. I don't really have a way to score points. For 5. I have 5 in the discard pile. Annoyingly, if I could score this card somehow, then I could get a pretty sweet deal. But alas, I can't. I only have 6 cards discarded. Is there anything I can do to get myself points as the blue player? The red player, sorry. Because each person only gets 1 more turn, right? Yeah. So I can't conquer a location. Or buy a location. So this is actually a lot easier than it seems. I have to play the Matrona. It's such a waste of my last turn, but I don't have anything else I can do. I mean, I can do that, and then I can draw all the cards into my hand, but that's literally all I can do. That's unfortunate for red, because blue might still have a trick up their sleeves. Ooh, I could play Theseus the Enlightened and copy Turtle, the Treasurer. That means 1 all the way up, right? And then everyone gets to score. So I would basically get to score 4. Oh shoot, plus I could grab... No, I only have 1 Wild Manta. That's not good enough for anything. So I could get 4 points for that. And they would get 4 points. I think it's worth it, so I'm going to flip over my Manta. I'm going to play Theseus the Enlightened. I am then going to copy the powers of Turtle the Treasurer. I'm going to raise this up and instantly turn it into points, as shall our friend Red. And that concludes Aquatica. So the last step of the game is to go ahead and do our scoring. So you get scores for goals, you get scores for your scoring pile, and you get scores for each card in your hand. Oh. Oh, that's intriguing. That might buy red a little bit of help. So, okay, let's start counting up points for Team Red. So I'm going to do notebook. And this is going to be points. Okay, so, no, that's dumb. We'll do it here. We're gonna do, what are you doing? Oh, here you go, points for red. Okay, so red has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in their hand. No points for the goals, and then so we're at 9, 16, 19, 22, 23, 28, 32. So red gets 32 points. Points for blue. I'm pretty sure blue Roppel stomped red. Because blue had 2 goals, which is 16 points. Only 1 card in their hand. So that's 17. So actually this is going to be closer than I thought. 17. What do we have for goals here? 4, 8, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23. 40 points. Blue is your winner. That goal that they got by buying that card, absolutely worth it. That was super clutch. And that is why blue won the game. Otherwise, it actually would have been tied. I don't even know what happens if the game is tied. Oh, the most mantas that had. So then that actually would have been blue. Because they had way more, or red, they had way more mantas than I did. Yeah. That is Aquatica, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this episode, he said as he carefully stalls. I'm trying to remember what game is next week. I think I know what it is, though. But I'm going to look it up, so... Star Wars Rebellion. Now, that game is going to take 2 episodes, so just be aware of that. And I'm hopeful that the game will work good solo. I'm not convinced that it will. But Star Wars Rebellion will be our plan for next week. And that should be a really good one, even if it does take 2 episodes. But until then, this has been Avguardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day. And Aquatica goes... Glub, 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 glub. Everyone's underwater.